クリスタルの導くままに。グローリアと申します。以後お見知りおきを。
Hello, I'm Silveroxus, and this week is the Bravely Default 2 collaboration event. So we have two characters coming. This video will be covering Gloria, the princess who protects, as she is a very, very potent healer that does not like it when people die. So she, as I said, she is a cleric. Her overall, she is just mainly a healer and constant for damage reduction. She is not really good at DPSing. That's not her main suit. She is here to be the pretty much best healer in the game. For normal healing, that is. Special abilities are that she can constantly provide damage reduction for attacks anytime that she attacks. She can raise units maximum HP and set up consistent HP, SP, and BP regen every third turn of battle. Her preferred weapons would just be a Fortune Staff for magic attack for stronger healing. Preferred accessories, she actually has quite a few that'd be good. Buff extension A4s are phenomenal on her. It's for her own. She has her own A4 is a buff extension A4 as well as Premix's or Hisumi's. Chloe A4 finally actually has a use because for the heal potency passive is finally really good here. Because that allows her heals to just do maximum health on all allies regardless. HP increasing gear to keep her healthy is good, and if trying to do damage with her, then a light or ice damage up accessory will also help cap her out, although it's just she's not the best at that. SP regen accessories can also help a lot, as she does start off every fight losing 300 SP to her TP skill. More on that later. Moving on to her passive skills. Her first passive is that when she uses a healing skill, if the ally already had full HP, then she'll grant them a 20% max HP up buff for 4 turns. If using a different healing skill, the buff can be replied and it stacks up to 30%. This max HP buff, when it's casted by the healing skills, is considered to be an active category buff. So this is important because there are passive max HP up buffs, like Temenos and Ring a Bell both have passive max HP up. So this will not conflict with them and actually go alongside them so they get even more HP. Her second passive is while she's in the front row, grant the front row 15% magic attack and critical up, and 15% ice and light damage up. At 6 star, this gets enhanced to be 20% instead of 15%. So it's just she exists in the front row. Everyone else gets a little bit of a buff. It's useful. And then her TP passive is that every time she uses an attack skill, grant the front row a one-time, one-hit 30% damage reduction. This will not work if she uses a counterattack from like a skill that gets casted on that causes a counterattack. And her ultimate technique does not trigger this passive as well, although her ultimate doesn't do an attack anyway, it just needs to be said. So basically the way that works is that everyone in the front row gets a buff when she attacks that makes the next singular hit they take do 30% less damage. So that's just constant damage reduction anytime that she throws out an attack skill. She's not healing, she's throwing out an attack skill, and boom, just constant taking less damage for your party. So moving on to her skills, her base kit, she has a one-hit single target ice, single ally heal, single ally remove and grant immunity to certain status ailments for 1 to 4 turns, targets the front row at max boost. She has a 2-hit AoE light that if she has max HP up, she'll deal 3 hits instead of 2, and also inflict 10% physical and magical defense down for 2 turns. So basically, in the self-max HP up, she is included in that. So if she basically casts a healing skill and she's also at full HP, she'll give herself max HP up, and then this enables a lot of her skills to do more effects. She has a single ally 10% magic attack crit up, and the ability grant the ability to crit with magic if they couldn't already for 2 to 5 turns. This will also target the front row at max boost. And then she also has a front row heal that also removes certain status ailments and also gives 10% physical defense, magic defense up for 2 turns. This is probably one of the better skills to have because it's her front row heal that can then give the max HP up to a lot of units. Her 4-star skills, she has a 3-hit AoE ice, and if she has max HP up, it'll deal 4 hits instead. and also grant the front row 15% physical defense, magic defense up for 2 turns, so even more defense to stack with the previous skill. 5-star skill, single ally auto revive, and revives them with 25 to 100% of HP depending on boost. You can only use this skill 4 times per battle. And then finally she has a 3-hit single target light. If she also has max HP up, it'll deal 4 hits instead, and also inflict 15% physical defense and magic defense down for 2 turns. So that's her biggest multi-hit. And then her TP skill, which is her best skill, the one that you're going to pretty much open and use on turn 1 of every single fight, is that at the end of every 3rd turn, 1 to 4 activations depending on boost level, the front row will gain 100% of their health, 50% of their SP, and gain 3 BP. So if you max boost this turn 1, for example, this effect will trigger at the end of turn 3, 6, 9, and 12. This skill is frankly really amazing because it's just at the end of that turn, you know you're going to go back to full HP. You're going to get half your SP back, so you can just spam skills in any fight where SP doesn't matter, or even if it does matter, now it doesn't. And you're going to get 3 BP back. So all you have to do is just plan to break either on turn 3, on turn 6, on turn 9, on turn 12, and your DPSs are going to get their BP back after that turn to be able to hit really hard in the next turn to break. So this is just a very good skill. And if you're using her, you're going to use the skill in the first turn of pretty much every fight, because you just want to get it up and going. So moving on to her EX skill and ultimate technique. Her EX skill has 2 total uses. It's an unlocked from turn 6 onward. It's a 3-hit AoE light, and then when using it, the front row gains a 1-time 1-hit 100% damage reduction. This is, frankly, an incredible skill because once it's turn 6 or later, you can basically, when you've learned to fight, or if you see the enemy is using a boost skill of their own, that is a very strong hit is coming, you can use this, and that hit, the next hit that everyone takes, will be reduced to just a single point of damage. Complete damage reduction. They'll go down to just one. It goes down to 1 damage taken, no matter how strong the hit is. It's just really good. You're basically, for that next hit, you cannot die. This will not prevent overkill damage from fights that have a time limit in them. Just keep that in mind. You cannot cheese overkill using this. Her ultimate technique is a revival class ultimate, which scales the same as damage class ultimates, so it'll take 4 BP to charge from level 8. It's called Holy Mist. It does quite a lot. It gives the front row auto revive buff, also heals them, also gives them regen, and then also gives them 5% magic attack up for 2 turns. The auto revive amount is 15% of their max HP at base, with 200 heal power and then 60 regen power. At ultimate level 10, it scales the auto revive up to 25% max HP, 250 heal power, 80 regen, and then 10% magic attack up. As for the ultimate priority in this, I would A4 her first if you get dupes. Then if you happen to get another one, you could give her ult 10. But her A4 is really good, so I would go for that first if you do happen to chase dupes or get a bunch of extras, like while trying to get Ring a Bell, or if you're just doing a full pity, what have you. So moving on to her Awakenings and A4 accessory. A1, she's not the best DPS, and healing really doesn't need base magic attack as badly. So, she's fully usable at A0, so you can just one and done her and just get the best use out of her. A2 is admittedly useful, but it's not required. It just means you can take an extra attack skill for another option for a buff or debuff. A3 is actually good, because more HP, she's a cleric. Clerics are a bit squishy. Her A4 accessory, the Silver Suing set, it gives 60 SP and 80 magic attack. At the start of battle, grant the front row a 25% HP barrier. This is based on the wearer's max HP, so if the wearer has a really high max HP amount, the barrier gets even larger. And then while at full HP, buffs granted by the wearer get a +1 turn duration. So this A4 is an S tier A4. It's a phenomenal A4, extra survivability for the difficult fights that swing hard out of the gate with high HP barrier. And this is the 3rd available buff extension A4, which having them all can be useful, as there are fights, especially in Celestia, where there's no way to get a buff extension fan for dancers. This isn't an SS tier A4, mainly because HP barrier is never mandatory to survive things in fights, and there are 2 other buff extension A4s, and it's not very common that you'd actually need 3 of them, and the other 2 are both on general pool units that you can get from any single banner, or you could even exchange shards for, being Hasumi and Primrose EX. So if you need a buff extension A4, you can consider investing in your shards into them, or just hope that you get them from seals, veteran seals, or whenever you pull in general. Regardless, this is a extremely good A4, and so if you're close to it after a pity, or you're just wailing, you definitely won't be disappointed. So for an optimal skill loadout for Gloria, skill 1, TP skill, every 3rd turn heal, SP, BTP regen. You're going to use this at the first turn of every fight, like I said. It's extremely good. I think I've already given it justice, but there it is on the screen as well again. It's just a really good skill. Skill 2, front row heal that removes status ailments, plus 10% that also buffs defense. Heals, cleanses, buffs defense, and also applies the max HP passive if you need it. Oh, also one thing I forgot to mention about the TP skill, that heal can also provide the max HP up passive if they already hit full health, so keep that in mind. That's why you have 2 skills that can heal, so you can get up to the 30% max HP buff. For skill 3, I would take the AoE or single target light, depending on the fight, that debuffs enemy physical and magic defense. It depends if there's ads or not, but this allows debuff support and triggers her front row damage reduction passive effect, because if she's in your front row, if she's not healing, she wants to probably do an attack that also supports somehow, as well as giving the front row damage reduction, because she has to use an attack skill to give that, so keep that in mind. Skill 4, if you do have A2 and you can swap it around depending on the fight, is I would take the AoE Ice that also buffs defense. Same thing, more defense is good. The point is survival. This also triggers the front row damage reduction passive effect, so everything just, works together. So as for unit synergy, she's not a DPS, so her synergy is for units that can help her work better, as she mainly just synergizes. She's the one that synergizes with the DPSs to keep them alive. As for what she can do, there's not that much extra that needs to be done. I would say like having Primrose EX is good to have for regen, because that way for because like she just does burst healing, and the regen can help keep them healthy on the terms that you're not using her heal, for example. Or for super turtle fights where you need all the defense that you can get, you can have Rinyu defensive stance, so that you're getting that constant active 15% defense up and regen, and Gloria's healing you and giving you max HP and giving you more defense and giving you damage reduction. I think you can see where I'm going with this. She makes it very hard to die. Sorry. A tank like Kilns, or someone who can taunt to draw attacks away from her, is also very helpful, because she wants to keep you alive, but it's good to keep her alive so she can keep you alive. And then just, maybe back row units that can give her SP support early on, because her skills are kind of costly, and she is going to drop 300 SP at the start of almost every battle with her TP skill. So whether you should pull or not to pull, plus how about Raider, Gloria is the princess of the Kingdom of Life. She is allergic to death and wants to keep everyone away from how smelly it is. She is the turtle healer, the best burst healer in the game. Sorry, Millard. If you do not have the high damage options to end super difficult fights quickly, she is here to ensure that you can survive to win that way instead. She gives insane healing options, max HP up, defensive buffs, and can debuff as well, and even has a passive that boosts your magic attackers a bit. She is literally the best at her job and unmatched in the game when it comes to healing. So if you don't have the account power to break EX3s or other difficult content, she is a valid consideration, as she is perfectly good at A0, no dupes required. So I will say that, as always, if you love a unit, pull regardless of advice and have fun your way. But based on what I would say for your account, tier 4, free to play, likely a skip. Like, she is good for you. She's the best at what she does. It makes dying hard, and your account might be weaker, so it can be very used for that. But, like, if you're going to just save for the game-breakingly powerful DPSs later on, you may not need her, because your account could get to the strength in order to break those EX fights. But, like, if you're struggling and you want to beat that content now, like, maybe you could try to get one. It's more of, like, she's a really good pickup if you're trying to get Ring a Bell, who will be, as I said in his video, is the current best DPS in the game at release. So that is an option. Like, since it is a dual banner for free rubies, like, she's a great pickup as well. So same thing as for tier 3, like I said, probably skip, but is a good pickup if you're going for Ring a Bell. Tier 2 for Dolphin, a 0 probably is fine. You likely have the power to not need her, but she is fun and can allow some fun and interesting strats. And for tier 1, A4, it's buff extension A4, it's good, swipe away. For Howard Raider, DPS C, you know, she's got 3 and 4 hits. They're not super weak, her magic's not terrible, but she's not really there for damage. Her support, I would give an A. Decent debuffs, decent active buffs. You know, nothing to cry home about, but it gets the job done and it's pretty good. Her healing, SS tier, top of the line, top notch. Nothing under tank. Damage reduction is more of a support thing than a tank thing. I consider tank to be like actively drawing enemy attacks to you, so not quite the same thing. So for overall tier, based on all things considered, I think she is a very solid A tier unit. You won't be disappointed if you get her, but like she isn't like breaking new ground or anything like that. Like, she's very fun, she's very good. You won't be disappointed if you try to use her, but like she isn't mandatory either for any kind of content or anything that just changes the game fundamentally. But other than that, like that is what I think about Gloria, one of the units from the Bravely Default 2 Part 2 collaboration. Please like, follow, and subscribe for more COTC content, and please let me know if you pulled and how well you did. Otherwise, have a wonderful rest of your day, and I'll see you in the next one. See ya.